Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
Now we're going to do a how to play and playthrough of Disney Animated, a cooperative game by Prospero Hall for ages 10 and up. 2 to 4 players, takes about 20 minutes per player. So the object of this game is to complete your film. Each player has their own film before the deadline. So I'll go over setup first. Here's the deadline track, and as you put your film reel here on the start space, and when it gets to 13, each player has one more turn before the game ends. And how do you complete your film? Well, you got to fill in all your backgrounds. Here mine is loaded in. Julie's have been punched out. And what you want to do is when you punch out each quadrant, you want to keep them above each section like this, because when you complete a quadrant, you can then take a paint action, spend a red and a blue paint to bring prints in. And then once you've completed all 3 quadrants and loaded in all 3 characters, you then flip over your tile to place the queen. Now the villains know that we're trying to finish this movie, our movies, and they know the outcome of the movie, that they lose, so that's why they don't want us to complete it. So once you've filled in the 3 backgrounds, place the 3 characters for your scene, you then flip over your card. Here's the board where you have action tiles. There's 5 action tiles, and you'll shuffle them up. And this is going to be driving the main actions of the game here. You'll be placing background tiles, sound, magic, ink and paint, and animation. The ink and paint is placed randomly here. You turn them upside down and then place them and then reveal them, because this is the cost track. The ones in the bottom will cost 1 point. These cost 2, 3, and 4. And you can, for instance, you can jump around. I can get this one for 1 and this one for 4 if I really want to. That would cost me 5. Or I can get these 2 and this one here for 4. You'll see that we're going to want to use different paints depending on our boards. Here are the animation cards. There are 5 different animation cards, and you will use these to use character actions. So for instance, Abu needs a focus, Aladdin needs an inspiration, and Jasmine needs teamwork. You can also use magic to use a character action after they're placed on your background. Each character will start out with 3 of these. So shuffle them up. Now you'll see there's the villain cards there. So you'll have a villain, the Queen, for Snow White, and then Jafar for Aladdin, because that's who we've decided to play. The game does come with 101 Dalmatians, Alice in Wonderland, and Fantasia. Who goes first and how are these stacked is based on the year that the movie was produced. So Snow White, what does it say on your card?
1937.
1937, and it says right here Aladdin 1992. So not only will Julie go first, and she will always be the first player each round. The Queen will start on top, and then next round Jafar. So turn order is Julie will go, then I go, and then the villain will take an action. Then Jafar will go on top, then Julie will go, I will go, and then Jafar may get an action, and then it will keep on switching back and forth like this. The turn sequence is pretty simple. Julie's going to take an action using one of these cards here, and then I will do the same, and then you'll see that we can use a character action and remove calamities, which I'll explain in a moment. So take an action, use a character if a character has been placed, and then remove calamity. Now what are calamities? This is how the villains try to stop us. And there's a calamity cards for each movie. So we'll say when you get these, when you open it up, they could be mixed up. But you see at the very bottom it tells you what movie it goes with. So that's Aladdin. So each character has, movie I should say, has 5, each villain. So you'll take the 5 from each movie that you're playing with, and in our case, since we're playing with 2 movies, there's 10 of these, and then you'll shuffle them up, which Julie will do. And you'll see there's a calamity card there that says 2. You can play up to 8 calamities. Wow, that'd be a hard game, because this game you can accommodate more than 2 players. You can make it really easy and play with 1 calamity. Now how do you know how many to play with? Well, there is a chart in the rule book that tells you how hard do you want to make the game on yourself. we're not quite confident with it yet. So with 2 players, we play standard with 2 calamities. If we really want to play expert, we play with 3 calamities. And notice with 4 players, you can play with up to 8 calamities. That's because you can take actions to remove these calamities. Why do you want to remove them? Because if there's 1 left or 2 left, in a case of in the version that we're playing, you do a calamity effect. So collectively, we have to discard 2 animation cards at random, and if they match, advance the deadline. So when a calamity, if we don't get rid of it, the deadline can advance and we can lose the game. We played this, I think, 3 or 4 times now. We lost last night because the 2 villains that we were playing with, we kept on missing our deadlines, and the track advanced up too quick before we could win. So that's the queen. If a calamity is not taken care of when Jafar actions come up, you collectively discard 1 magic token. So collectively means you only have to discard 1. That means I could discard it or Julie could discard it. We don't have to both discard it. We played that wrong the first time. If we're not able to do that, then the deadline advances. So now you see that the deck of calamity cards have been shuffled. We're selecting the standard in a 2-player game. If we really wanted to make it hard on ourselves, play the expert mode with 3. Or if we want to make it easy, we play with 1 calamity. But right now we're playing standard. So it's been shuffled. We're going to reveal 2. So now we know to get rid of this calamity, we have to discard a red paint and take a 2 action. In this case, take a sound action. Now you may notice that we have tokens here for our characters. I have the genie. In fact, it even says so. Oh, no, it said Disney on the bottom there. I thought it said genie. Each movie has a soundtrack. So I have Friend Like Me, and then Julie has Hi Ho with the
7 Dwarfs.
7 Dwarfs. When you take a sound action, you're going to get to place these tokens. And it will tell you here on the board. Now mind you, this is the better one to read. If you look right here, it's very difficult to read that background. So this is the one you'd want to read. So this is the most confusing part of the game here, is when you take the sound action. So you choose any player to take a magic token. So I can give it to myself or to Julie. Then place the genie token above the X space on the studio board. Now the X space means where did you take the sound action? So if I take the sound action, which is the 2, the genie will go right here. That's what the X represents. Where the sound action is, if the sound was on 4, then he would go above the 4. Now why does that matter? Because you can use that token later on a future turn. While another player selects the action tile at the genie token space, they may return the genie token. If they do, you and that player may each take an animation, 3 action. That means we can take cards. Take a background action. That means place tiles to fill in our backgrounds, or take paint. So the genie allows you extra actions, and that means the person who takes the genie, and since I am the owner of the genie, we both get to take extra actions. So this movie is actually easier to play than other movies. Now on the back, you need to keep in mind what things that you're going to need to win the game. On your turn, if the genie token is above the 5, that means I have to take a sound action or a magic action. I'll explain the magic action in a minute. And get the genie above the 5. And then I can use a red, a black, a heart, and a grit. Is that grit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, grit, to place Jafar, and then that would be 1 step closer to winning the game. Julie still would need to place the witch. Now, if we look at Julie's tile,
there you go.
This is the things you have to keep in mind, because you don't want to be surprised when you flip it over, like, oh, I have to do that? For us to defeat the queen, we have to have all 7 dwarf tokens. None are available to give. That means Julie would need a combination of 7, Julie and I combined. She could have 2 and I could have 5. It doesn't matter as long as all 7 are out. Then she needs to place a green, a purple, a grit, and a focus.
Wait, tell me Hi Ho.
Oh yeah. So what does Hi Ho do? When she takes a sound action, she can give that many dwarves. So if she takes a 2 sound action, that's where it is right now, she can give 2 dwarves. 1 to me, 1 to her, 2 to me, or 2 to herself. And then when a player does a future action, they can turn in those dwarves to increase the value of a future action. So if I did have 2 dwarves, and I really wanted to take this background action, see how it's a value of 1, I can turn in these dwarves to make it a value of 2 or 3. So I'm going to put this back. So this can be difficult for young people to take off these. This is why I didn't want to do my board right away. And we would like to fit things in camera as much as possible. So this is going to be, I want to see the numbers at least.
They're hard to get out and they're really hard to get back in. David usually has to put mine back in for me.
Yeah, sometimes I have to help. Okay. Again, usually you'd have more space to place these things. I'm doing this, when we do our playthroughs, we really want to zoom in as much as possible so you can see the action. Okay, so there are my background tiles. Now you'll see that when you fill out, when you take a background action, in this case where the 1 is, I can put in any 1 wherever I want. If I take this one, for instance, I'll get a magic token. If I put this 3 here, I get to take a background, an animation action equal to where it's at, so it would be a 5. And then here I can take an ink and paint action. Julie's,
I can do a sound or an ink and paint.
Ink and paint, and she has 2 magic.
Yep.
So sometimes you want to place backgrounds to get additional tokens. And tokens will go above your board right here. That's where you keep track. Now, what does a magic mean? When you have a magic token, as I mentioned before, you can use this magic token for any character action. It's a wild. But you can also use it to take the magic action tile. Why do you want to do that? Well, if I take the magic action tile, that means I can use any one of these actions at its current value. Well, why would I do that for ink and paint or animation, right? Because that's a 4 and that's a 5. If I do take the magic action, that means I can do background or sound at a 3. That's when you do magic, is when you want to take an action that's lower than the magic card at a higher value. Now, one thing that I didn't mention is that when you do take an action, let's look at the turn order here. You select an action, you do the tiles action, then you slide the action tiles. Now that's important for sequencing, because sometimes when you do a tiles action, it will allow you to take other actions. You don't want to slide things out of place yet, because it could be a benefit or a negative to you. That will come up in the game here. So if I do the magic, for instance, I spent the token. Let's say I take a background at a 3, because that's where magic is, and then I place some background tiles. Then we do this. Now sometimes you're going to do this on purpose, to take something that you don't necessarily need, but you want to advance up the action tile for another player. Because this is a cooperative game. We win together or we lose together. Okay, the other thing that's set up is they each get 3 animation cards, and this is open information. So I'm going to put mine right here. Grit, heart, and teamwork. So we get to know what each other has. And what was the last thing? Oh, when you do take an animation action, right now is at a 5, you don't take 5 cards. It's actually a little chart here. If it's a 1 or 2 action, in other words, if the animation tile is on the 1 or 2 spot, you take 1 card. If the animation tile is on the 3 or 4 spot, you take 2 cards. And right now, because it's at the 5, you can take 3 cards. Now, one other thing about the cards. Let's say there's a calamity here. That's grit. Okay. Let's say we don't have grit, but Julie has 3 focus. You could turn in 3 of a kind to equal any 1 card you want, and you could do the same thing when you're trying to defeat the villain or place the villain into your movie. So those are all the rules. Let's get started here. Julie's going to go first.
Okay, I'm going to do an ink and paint, and I'm going to take.
Okay, so you're selected this one. So you have 4 value of paints that you can take.
I'm going to take a red, because we need a red for this card.
Okay, now these shift down. When she takes one, it shifts.
And then I'm going to take a blue, because on my prince, he's going to need a blue. So I'm planning ahead.
Okay, so now she places her tokens right above. You can go right above it, honey.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so that was taking an ink and paint action, which is a value of 4. You know, I gotta look up. Do they shift down as you take them? Let's see here. Okay, after taking all paint tokens, then it slides down. So when Julie took that red, this is why I looked it up, because I'm pretty sure we did it wrong.
Oh.
Because we were doing that correctly in the other games. So
Yeah.
she takes the red and she takes the blue. Now it shifts down. And then when they get put back in, when we use them, you can put them where you want. All right, so Julie took the 4.
Mm-hmm.
That was selecting an action tile, doing the action tile.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's going to slide them. So now, if I want to take an ink and paint, it's only a value of 1 for me. So that sometimes happens. That's just the way it goes. You're just going to have to wait till it shifts up, or use the dwarfs to help make it valued more.
And now I place or use calamity place or use characters to remove a calamity. Well, I'm going to use my red paint that I have here.
Okay.
And I'm going to
All right,
get rid of...
Right. And we're going to put that there.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. It's both 4s. And now we have
as a discard.
Remember, we want to get rid of calamities,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't want the villains to advance the
deadline.
The deadline track.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of every turn, it's going to go up 1 anyway. So we have 13 turns,
We just want to
at
go
max.
as slow as possible.
but it can go faster if the villain. So I forgot to mention that at the end of every round, at the end of the villain round, it's going to go up 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a maximum of 13 rounds. We could have less if the calamities happen. Now, if I take the 2, then we can stop that one, which
Yes.
I will do. I will do the 2,
Okay.
and since I did the 2, we got rid of that calamity, and I might as well get a
Magic.
magic. Okay, so now there's no calamity cards here. So the queen did not get to use her ability.
Don't forget to move the thing. Your background to number 1.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot to do that.
It's okay.
Going too fast.
It's okay.
So the villain phase happens. And if you want to know the turn sequence of the villain phase, you advance the deadline and check hand limit. Okay, so you advance it 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can only have 7 animation cards, which I forgot to mention. We have 3 each, so we're fine. Then we move villain and refresh calamities. Oh, calamity effects, sorry. We do calamity effects, there's no calamities, we got rid of them. Then we move the villain, that's where Jafar goes up on top now, and we refresh the calamities. Now, unfortunately, there is 1 card in each movie deck here that says you cannot remove. The Prince has an ability where you can remove a calamity, but it says in the FAQ here on the back, can the Prince use his power to remove that card? No, it cannot be removed. So this means that Jafar is going to get his villain effect no matter what. So we have to prepare for that. That means now that we have to discard a magic, 1 magic token between the 2 of us. I have 1, so I will not use my magic token so we can prevent that from happening. Okay, so we're planning ahead here. So Julie's always the first player.
Okay. I am going to do... I think I'm going to do a sound action.
Well, you have a focus card.
I know. I'm going to do a sound action so I can get 3 of these guys out.
Okay, go ahead.
I will take little Dopey because he's just so cute, and I'm going to give you these 2 dwarfs, Happy and Sleepy.
Okay, hang on, moving the picture in picture.
That's not Happy. That's Dopey.
Doesn't matter who you give me.
Yeah,
They're all the same value.
that's sure.
Okay, composition setup. There we are.
Okay.
So that's what you did. You did
I
sound.
did the sound.
And you gave me 2
Yep,
tokens.
and I took 1.
And you took 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at Julie's board
I
there.
have little Dopey.
Okay. Now, you did sound, right?
Yes,
So now we got to switch this. I think I'll do
but I'm not done yet. I'm going to use my focus to get rid of
right.
this card.
And the other one we can't get rid of. We're
No, we
stuck with
cannot.
that. And I'm going to keep my magic.
Okay.
It'd be nice to use it for that.
I know. Gosh darn.
I should get paint. Because
Sure.
paint's at 3.
Yeah.
I need white.
There you go.
And, well, blue and, see, blue's all the way up there.
I know, I need a blue too.
And purple's right here. Well, I can take purple and white and try to get Aladdin out. That's where I got my first
There
tile
you go,
anyway.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll do ink and paint.
Okay.
I have a 3 value. I'll take blue and purple, white and purple.
White and purple.
Now, I could have taken that white and purple. In fact, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Because I need to get that blue down.
Yeah, you do. I already have my blue.
So that's being, and again, these are wild. That can be anything. I could have taken that instead, but why if it's gonna,
Right.
if it's still the same? I could save it for you.
Well, thank you.
I do not have any character powers
Okay.
or calamities to remove, so I am done.
Now we have to do Jafar.
Jafar's ability. We have to collectively get rid of 1 magic token between the 2 of us. I get rid of it. It's gone. We don't have 7 cards. We advance the track. And now we got to, okay, so we have another one. The queen's going to get her power. Just in case you don't remember, because I don't remember. We have to discard 2 animation cards randomly. Now, one thing you can do, it could be from the same player. So, for instance, Julie can get rid of those 2 cards, focus and inspiration. Another one will match. It will be random. Okay, she gets rid of her 2 random cards, and we know what we would get rid of. Whereas, if we both did it,
The risk is higher.
and say I had a focus, and we both randomly do it, we could end up getting rid of each a focus, and the deadline would go up.
Right.
So sometimes you could just have one player randomly get rid of 2 cards, and if there's no matches in that player's deck, you'll be okay. But we do have to get rid of a grit, which I can do.
You have, yes.
All right, so,
I'm going to do a background. I'm going to take a number 3.
okay.
I'm going to do a background, and I'm going to do a 1 right here so I can get a magic.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do a 2 right here. Is that right? No, maybe it goes here. Yeah, it goes there. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm getting closer to filling him in.
All right.
And then I'm done. I can't do
yeah,
anything
there's
else.
no character action or calamity thing to do.
Nope, not for me.
But for me, I can. So
Yes.
it's my turn.
Oh, wait, we have to move the
Right.
cards.
I should probably get the genie out. So
Yeah,
we can
you
use him.
should. Mm-hmm.
But one thing to do is get these done as quick as possible, but the background's at
A 1.
1.
Yeah.
We don't need ink and paint. I don't have a magic. Oh, one action you can do, I forgot to mention this. You can take a tile, not use it to get a magic. So if I were to take this background, for instance, not place a 1 background, I can take a magic tile. Instead, I'll take sound.
Okay.
Place a genie right above it.
Nice.
Move the tiles. Use a grit at the end of the turn. Get rid of that one. And then that's it. So the queen goes.
I can get rid of mine.
Well, hang on. I have teamwork and a heart. You have inspiration and focus. Do you need any of those?
Not yet. I haven't done the...
Okay, but
filled it.
what do you need?
I will need eventually inspiration, teamwork, and heart.
Okay, well, you want to get rid of your cards?
Sure.
Okay. So we have to get rid of 2 cards. Okay, so Julie randomly gets rid of 2 cards. It's the only 2 cards she has, so therefore we're safe. But we still have to advance the round marker. Now Jafar is coming up. So someone has to take a 2 action and get rid of a green. Do you have a green?
Nope.
No, you do not.
But I can do an ink and paint and get green. Or I can do a 2 and do a background. You tell me, what would you like?
I want you to do 2. The
Okay,
background.
I'll
Get
do
rid
the
of that.
background. I'll do a 2.
Okay.
And here we go. Actually, I'm going to put a sound there for 1.
Okay, and the sound is at only 1 though, honey. You're only going to place 1. You only.
I know, then I can do another one over here.
Okay.
But I can get another dwarf out.
Okay, but it's only 1 dwarf. Oh, but that's fine. That's what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay, so Julie took a 2 background. She's able to place 2. She placed 2 1 tiles. she covered one up with a 1 sound. That's why she was able to place 1 dwarf. And now we do this.
And then we can get rid of this 2 because I used the 2.
Yeah, you used the 2 action. Okay, well, I'll do the ink and paint.
Alrighty.
And then use the genie ability.
There you go.
So I'm doing this. When another player selects the action of the genie, they may each take an animation 3 action, excuse me, a background 2 action, or an ink and paint 2 action. You want to take that background 2 action?
Yep. I can then get a blue and then or red, and then I can fill in prints.
Okay, on your next turn. You can't do it
Yes.
now. So
Nope.
Julie took. So if you're wondering what's going on, because there's a lot of steps happening.
Yeah.
I'm doing ink and paint. I'm going to take 3 values of paints here, but right now we're doing the genie first because that's where he is. So we're doing the genie action. Julie, it says here, can do a 2 background. I could do a 2 background as well. Yeah, I will. I'll do a 1 here. Get a magic. And I'll do a 1 here as well. Okay. So I also did background. Now I still get my ink and paint. I need a green.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I need a blue. So I did the blue. At least the wild is down here. So
Yeah,
that's going to help
that's
us
good.
later.
Yeah, because I need a red.
Okay, so end of turn. Well, first we got to move this. End of turn, I use the green. I'll put the green right here. And we got rid of that calamity. So Jafar does not get to do his thing. Move, advance up the marker, the deadline. We don't have 7 cards. We're okay. And now we get 2 more calamities. So we need a grit and a heart. I do not have.
I'm going to take animation. I'm going to get some cards.
Yes. All right. So next turn.
So
The animation's at 5.
I get 3 animation cards.
Right. And when it's at 5, as it says right here, you get 3 cards.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully
You get a grit.
Grit. Oh, yes.
You did. We got lucky. Okay. So this slides all the way down. I'm going to take a magic action. Probably.
Good. And now I'm going to use this grit card to get rid of this calamity card.
Right.
And then I'm done.
You're done.
Yep.
Okay, my turn. I'm going to take a magic.
Okay.
I got to remember to do this. We do that sometimes out of order just so we don't forget. So I take a magic. That means I can take anything I want here as a 5. I'm going to do background.
Okay.
As a 5.
All right.
Okay? Which means I'm going to place this 3.
Nice.
And I get to do an animation. At least I can get 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a 1. So I want to fill him in. Which means I'm kind of wasting some action.
That's
you know what I
okay.
can do? I know what I'll do. I'll add in a dwarf to make it a 6.
There you go.
So that was what, 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, it can be difficult to do this. That was 4, and I'll add in a dwarf, so I give this back to Julie. Julie puts it at the bottom of her board. And then I can place a 2 now. There we go. Okay. Now I filled it in. We shift these down. This is why you don't shift them down right away, because if I were to shift them down ahead of time, my animation would have been a value of 2 instead of a 1. We slid the action tiles. Now I can place a character. So I'm going to place Aladdin. It costs a white and a purple, which I have. And when you place a character, you get to use the action for free. I don't need an inspiration card for this first time. Choose any player to take any animation card from the discard pile. Well, what do you need? Inspiration?
Inspiration.
Yeah, why don't you take an inspiration? Okay. Okay. And then at the end of the round, I use my heart card that I had there as a reminder to get rid of that calamity. And the queen doesn't get to act. We move up the deadline. Now we're not quite doing these in order. And we check to see if we have 7 cards. We don't. First you check for cards, move up the deadline, then the villain gets to go. So now we're on the next round, and Julie's getting 2 new calamities. A heart I have, and you can take the 2 action.
Okay, I'll do the animation. I get 1 card.
Unless you want to add in dwarves. If you add in 1 dwarf, you can get 2 cards.
Sure.
Okay, so here's your cards. Oh, you got lots of inspiration.
Yeah.
And then, so she took the 2 actions, she got rid of that calamity card. All right, my turn. I'll do my, eventually got to use that heart. Now, if I had an inspiration, choose any player to take, I can do that. Jasmine's almost done. Background's at 4. Okay, I'm going to do the background.
Yeah, do background.
I can take an ink and paint. I'll do this 4.
Okay.
So ink and paint. So I did background. I'm placing the 4. To take an ink and paint, because I mean, yeah, I could finish Jasmine, but I don't have the paint anyway.
Right. Might as well get the paint.
So I'm doing the 3 here. I need a black. That's 1. I can take a wild because I have 2 more points left.
Sure.
I'll leave the wild for you in
Okay.
case you need it. That was 3 because I can get that red and you can get that wild. Okay, so we did the background. And we get rid of the heart. Jafar does not get to act. We do not have 7 cards. Move the deadline up 1. And now we're on the next round. So we need to get rid of a red. And the queen's going to act, which means we're going to have to get rid of 2 cards.
All right, I'm going to do an ink and paint because I need to get him
You need to get the prince. Yeah,
so
I
I'm going to
agree.
do this. So I'm going to take,
Remember, you have a wild if you need it.
I hate to take that from you.
No, it's okay.
I'll take the red, the wild, that's 2.
Yeah, you got 4 value.
I will do a green.
Okay.
There we go.
Now you shift down. Okay, now we shift. So Julie places those above her board.
Mm-hmm.
I shift this down. Now you can place the prince.
the prince. So he goes on top of here.
That's a blue and a red.
Blue, and I'm going to use a wild because I'm going to use a red for that.
Well, wait, stop. You don't need to do that. Because when you place the prince gets to knock out a calamity.
Okay, then I'm going to change.
So keep the wild.
Yeah. Okay.
And so here's what Julie does. She places the prince.
Yep.
Okay. The prince's action here, she gets to get rid of 1 calamity card, except this one. She does this one. This is why she didn't have to give up that other red paint. Or the wild that she has.
Right.
So Julie got to keep the wild instead of using it as a red paint. All right, my turn.
Your turn.
I do not have a magic card. Now if I do, I mean a magic token, if I can place the genie again, but then that slows us down. I will do a background.
Perfect.
Do I do Jasmine? Choose another player. You each draw 2 animation cards, then discard 1 from your hand. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, do that one.
Or do we do
What does that one do?
swap places of any 2 action tiles? That's good too.
It's up to you. They're both good.
All right, while I'm doing the background, let's do Jasmine.
All right.
Okay, this slides.
I'll put her up there for you.
I use a black and blue. It's like the Van Halen song, black and blue. Okay, anyway. So I get to use her ability.
Okay.
Choose another player. Now we gotta get rid of 2 cards. So I'll choose myself.
Okay, love.
Although the teamwork is nice to have. Because if you choose you, you're gonna get probably doubles.
Yeah.
Or here, I know what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's fine, because this is what we're going to do. We're each going to get rid of 1 random card. Well, okay, let's slow down real quick. So I used her power. Now we go to the end of the villain's phase. We advance up the round tracker. We don't have 7 cards. Now we do the calamity. Because we couldn't get rid of it, we each collectively have to get rid of 2 cards, see if they match. They're not going to because we know what's in our hand. So that was a better...
Yeah, that was a better way to go.
Okay, so go 2 more calamities.
Excuse me.
So where are we at?
Don't you have to switch to Jafar now?
Yes. You have 2 more characters to get out.
I know. I'm trying really, really, really hard.
Okay, so you need to take a... I guess I'm hogging all the background actions.
Yeah.
Well, you have... what you could do is do a background action, use your dwarf, place a 2, cover up the...
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
And then next turn do another background action. So what she did there, she used her dwarf, made this one a 2, covered up the magic spot, got a magic token. Oh, you already have a magic token. Do you want to do the 4 instead? I didn't know you already had one.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, so reverse it. Okay. So she's going to take the magic action. Now you could still use your dwarf and make it a 5.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so now Julie's going to be placing 5 values. So we reverse courses because I didn't know Julie already had 5. Do you have what you need to place that? Yeah, you put the wild.
Yeah.
Okay. So hang on, let's go in sequence here. So Julie did the magic. She added a dwarf to it, so it could be a 5. And then she's going to do her character paint. Place the woodland creatures. What do you get as your free action?
Choose any player to do any action at a value of 1. That doesn't help me.
Is that going to help you?
Doesn't help you either.
Doesn't help me, but we can get a paint. I do need a red.
Then,
right. Oh, I can use the dwarf. So
okay, yeah, use the dwarf.
I'm going to use the dwarf. You're going to give it to me. That way I can get this red.
But you know, we still need a green for this. So what are we going to do?
Oh, you have an inspiration. You spin an inspiration.
Okay.
And use your prince ability. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that each character can only use their power once per turn. There's a lot of little rules in this game.
Yeah, there really is, but it's fun.
It's fun, don't get me wrong. But that's something I forgot to mention. That you just can't have the prince to use 2 inspiration cards even if you had them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, things tend to slide.
Well, because I'm pushing the thing in and
It's okay.
making a mess.
All right.
I got to get my dwarves out.
So that was a lot of going on there.
A lot of going on there.
That's why you got to talk it out. Now, my turn. We can't get rid of this one. So that means Jafar's going to go. We got to get rid of a magic token.
I don't have one. I just used it.
I don't have one either. Yeah, I know you just used it. Teamwork. Choose one player you may choose. Well, did we just advance the thing up 1 and not do it? Or do I take a magic token?
It's up to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a magic token. I choose
Magic.
and not use it
There you go.
and get a magic token.
Perfect.
I could choose background. I wonder if you could choose magic. Let's look up that rule. How to get magic tokens. Let's see here. Magic tokens are required. Okay. Whenever you take or given a token, place it. Yeah. Instead of doing, see, it's buried.
Oh.
Instead of doing a tile's actions, you may take 1 magic token. Well, I assume I can't do, but see, you would have to spend a magic to do it.
Then do background and not pretend and not use it.
Well, we don't need ink and paint right now, do we?
No, I don't need yellow and blue yet because I
Well, you
still
know
have to
what?
get her out.
I'll just take animation.
All right.
Because the thing is, I'm not doing it just to get a magic token, and then I'm going to spend it.
Okay, so Jafar doesn't.
So Jafar, because we can't stop him.
Right.
Now, before I do that, though, I can use Jasmine. You each draw 2 animation cards. Choose another player. You each draw 2 animation cards and discard 1 from your hand. I think I forgot to do that. Remember, we did it for you and not for me? So here's the one that I'll take a focus.
Okay.
That was from the previous turn. I forgot to do that. And then now we each get 2.
I'll take a heart.
I'll take a teamwork. So I forgot for each of us we're supposed to get a card.
It's okay. Now we can remove this.
Right. So this is what happens. First, do we have 7 cards? No.
No.
We advance the marker. He gets his calamity effect. Someone has to discard a magic token. I do. So we don't advance up the thing again. Now we're on the queen.
Good, I have a focus.
Okay. The 2 is magic. That's not worth doing.
No. I'm going to do a sound action.
Well, look, you can do an inspiration and have him get rid of it. Okay, do sound and place 5 dwarves?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2.
Well, here's the problem with that.
4.
Let me tell you why that's a problem. I need
Why?
to place the genie.
All right, fine. I won't do that.
You need paint. Why don't you do ink and paint?
Fine. I'll do that.
Or you could do background and do ink and paint.
No, I don't have. It's a 3. I need a 4, and I don't have any
Okay.
dwarves. I'm just going to do ink and paint.
Okay.
I need blue and yellow. What other color do I need back here? Green and purple. So I'm going to do a yellow. Where was it at? A 4?
3.
Where was it at 4?
Oh, is that 4?
I thought you weren't supposed to move it yet.
Well, I thought you knew. Well, take a wild then.
I'm going to do a blue.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
And
done.
then you do your focus.
Oh, yeah. Get rid of this. Now you can do an animation.
Oh, wait. You got to do your prince ability.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Now you can do whatever you want.
Well, I need to place the genie.
Fine. Place the genie.
And we're going to leave him there.
Yes.
We're not going to use him because it'll be... Because the reason why I need to do that because he needs to be at the 5 in
Right.
order for me to defeat Jafar. And it may not be there as the game progresses. So I'm done. Nobody has 7 cards. We advance it. Now it's Jafar.
We need 2 grits.
Wow. And we have none.
I'll do a
What does Snow White allow you to do? Because you're going to get to play.
choose another player. You each take a 7 dwarfs token. I'll just do a animation. See if I can get grit.
You're only going to get 2 cards.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's see if I get lucky. Hopefully, yay! Hopefully I get grit. No. Oh, I got
Got
1.
Well, at least you get rid of 1 card.
It's better than none at all. Darn it.
You can get rid of the other one with your inspiration. Use
Oh,
the
yeah.
prince ability.
There we go.
Okay. So you're done.
I'm done. What are you gonna do?
I need to do a background.
What's that?
Well, that's what you need to do.
That's what I need to do. I also need to get my dwarves out very soon here. We're running out of time.
Teamwork. So, but we're slow. But if I take that, it's going to slow you down.
Yep.
Well, I can take ink and paint. I need red and black for
There,
the
there
end
you
here.
go.
Ink and paint. I'll just take a wild.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody has 7 cards. We advance the track. Julie's going to shuffle it up. I could give us cards. I'm going to take, don't flip it up yet. I'm going to do teamwork
Okay.
because we need to get some cards. Here's my 2. Here's your 2. Take an inspiration.
Yeah.
And I will take a grit. It seems like grit comes up a lot.
Ready?
Yeah.
Good job, babe. Look at that. I can take care of
Well, you can take care of
everything.
one of them. I'll do the grit.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to do the background.
All right, I'm going to do background. So I'm doing this. I can place a 4, and I can do ink and paint.
Oh, so you don't have a dwarf though, huh?
No, I don't.
Okay, wait. It's too bad you didn't have Use Snow White's ability. Or not, Snow White's ability is not up yet.
That's what I'm trying to do, is get Snow White in there.
Okay, well.
And then I get an ink and paint, so I can get a green or a purple.
Well, here's the thing. You had 5. You can only have placed to 4.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Now, if you do the genie, the sound will come up. Let's take the genie effect. So the genie effect.
Can I do my ink and paint before I forget?
No, because we want to place this right now.
But look, if I place that, I get an ink and paint.
Okay, fine. Do the ink and paint.
Thank you.
That's fine. The ink and paint value is a 1. That's why you were able to take that.
Yes.
Now, you are going to use the genie.
Okay.
You get a 2 background.
All
so
right.
now you can place that. Unfortunately, I got to get the genie out there again.
And then I can put Snow up.
Yeah, put Snow up.
Because I got red.
Yellow and blue. And you get her ability. You get 1 dwarf each? Is that how it works?
You each take a 7 dwarf. So I get 1 and you get 1.
Yeah, and we got to get all 7 out.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And then I switch
So
this
that was the
over.
background. So the sound's moving up anyways. That's why I said we better use the genie. That way. Oh yeah, just you turn that over.
Yeah, I need a focus and a grit. I have a focus already.
Okay. Okay. You need to turn that off, please.
It's my son calling me.
Okay. So, my turn. Oh, you need to use the focus
Yes.
to get rid of this calamity.
I might need another focus, though, to take care of my queen thing.
Well, you're going to have to figure that out when you get
Well,
there.
couldn't I use my inspiration and keep my focus?
Okay, well, that's smart.
I
Yeah,
know
do that.
that's smart.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing Snow.
You use the prince ability.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
It's okay. Now, my background, I'm going to have to use...
Oh, gosh. The token again.
I'm going to use the token. It's
Okay,
fine. You'll get
that's
them
fine.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I take background. I use the dwarf to get this one in.
Do you have your paint, too?
Yeah.
Yes. Go, David.
I'll put that there so I don't forget.
Okay.
And I'll get Abu out.
What does Abu do?
He rips your eyes out. Okay, so I do that.
Okay.
Swap places of any 2 action tiles.
Ooh. Well, I don't need any more background.
Let's do sound so I can get out.
Well, I need to get my guys out, too.
Well, the problem is, well, that's okay. We're going to switch it out. You can get your 5 dwarves out.
Okay.
The grid happens.
I'm gonna do the other
We
one.
advance the token. You can only use his power once each turn. Otherwise, but it doesn't matter. We don't want to do it again.
Right.
He doesn't get his power, so do 2
calamity
calamities.
cards.
Oh, since I have everything out, I got to flip my card over too.
Yep.
So I need black, red, a heart, and grit.
Okay, and I need grit, and I already have my focus.
Okay, Julie needs
And I also need a green.
green, purple, grit, and focus. All right, next round.
Oh, here we go. I can do an ink and paint
The
and get
queen's
rid
gonna
of
get her.
that.
The queen's gonna get. Okay.
And then I can get my green for,
Yeah, make that one come down so we can get the wild.
and then
So
okay.
you took the 2 action.
I did, honey.
Is there anything that you want to do with your powers?
I can choose, yes, I'm going to use my heart. And I'm going to choose another player. You
Okay.
each take 7 dwarfs.
Take 1 each.
Take 1 each. So I'm going to give you 1 back, sweetie.
Okay.
Now that worked out perfect.
Okay, so this switches.
Okay.
I'm gonna do sound.
Yeah, do sound, honey.
And you can somehow get a magic token.
Okay.
I place them. I could do a poo, switch any 2 tiles if I want to. Yeah, that's it. I'll do that. I'll do a poo, switch 2 tiles.
Yeah, give me the sound back so I can get the rest of my dwarves out.
Okay. Unfortunately, we can't discard 2 tokens. Oh, this is bad.
Oh, this is really
I
bad.
mean, 2 cards.
We're going to lose.
We might.
So close. Because also, I don't have a grit. And you don't have a grit.
Why are we doing so bad this
I
time?
don't know. Which is kind of good. Because then they can see this is a really hard game.
Yeah, I know, but we did so much better earlier on.
Because we were doing it right.
Okay, well, the queen
Shoot.
happens. We can't stop it.
Nope.
So that means it advances up 2. We have one more turn. There's no way we can win.
Nope. Because even if I do the sound, I get my guys out, I still don't have...
Okay, well, let's just go through the motions anyway.
Of course. All right, so I'm going to take the sound action.
Okay, so get your 5.
So I will take 2. I will give David 2.
So she got all of her dwarves out.
Unfortunately, though, I do have the paint, and I have a focus. I don't have a grit, so I cannot get rid of the queen.
Yeah, she almost was able to get rid of the queen.
Because I have all that, but I don't have the grit.
Right. We're like 2 turns away from winning.
Yep. Oh, pooey.
Now, even if I go, I don't have the cards. See, we're not getting enough cards. I take the card, let's say.
Yeah. You get 3 of them. Let's see what you would get.
Oh, by the way, we're going to get hosed on calamity anyway.
Yeah.
And it's Jafar.
I have no cards.
So I would get 3 cards.
There's your grit.
But...
And your heart.
I'm missing a black or a red. I don't have enough.
Oh, shoot.
So what would happen is if we did get one villain, you just play with only the remaining villains. So we didn't make it this time.
Darn it.
So I think there is something to be said about which characters you play with. Because when we played this scenario, it was Snow White and 101 Dalmatians. We had an easier time.
Yes.
But that's okay. We didn't mind losing. It was fun.
No, it was a lot of fun. We hope you guys had just as much fun, and this inspires you to maybe get the game too. And we will do our review soon, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.